Some time ago, Eve, somebody taught me about something called the incidental credential. I love
Yeah.
the two words because they're almost, it's almost like poetry, incidental credential. It's a nice rhythm. Incidental credential is you bragging on yourself, but it's done in kind of an, oh, by the way format. So instead of me saying, I'm an internationally recognized speaker, which is technically true, but it just comes off wrong. I would say, I'm so excited today because I'm working on my next trip to speak in the United Kingdom. It's not going to be till next year. We have to wait and see if COVID clears up. This is the truth, by the way. But it's incidental. Oh, by the way, I'm excited. Why am I excited? Because I'm working on my next trip to the United Kingdom. Therefore, I must be an international speaker. You see how long it took me to get there.
I do see. Yeah.
But it's powerful because it doesn't seem like I'm bragging on myself. And here's the key. I have to tell people how good I am because I don't have a public relations firm.
Mm.
I don't have an advertising company. I don't have anybody on payroll even to do it for me. It's just me. So I learned this incidental credential technique. You probably see me do it all the time online. I'm going to do it right now, a demo for you, because you're a good person. I know you from Rotary. Rotarians are humble, nice people, and we don't typically brag on ourselves. I think I might be the odd man out in that way. So I'm going to show you how to use the incidental credential to help people understand the gift that Eve Conway is to Rotary as an organization. And I know you've got your fans out there, but your fans aren't telling people how great you are every day like they should be. So let me show you how to do this. So I went to I'm browsing my photos and I found this photo of me offering, apparently I'm speaking. I mean, you tell me what's going on in this photograph.
Well, you look like you're helping somebody, you're listening.
Yes. Well, and what is the format? Where is this happening?
It looks like it's in a hall somewhere.
Yeah, and there's a key element in the photo. Can you see it that tells you what's going on? What am I doing there? Or what is he doing there? What kind of room is it?
I can't see it terribly well, but
can you see if he's holding something?
Oh, he's got a mic. You've got yes, he's got a microphone. Or
Yeah.
have you?
Is
Well, you're both
it his
holding
microphone or is it my microphone?
I think it's yours.
Yeah, and you'd think that because I'm standing up, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't tell you a thing of, I kind of helped you through it, but you can't see it very well. But if you looked at this photo on Facebook, you would say, oh, the Michael's all dressed up. He's probably, and I know he's a presenter, he's probably giving a presentation of some sort. And this gentleman looks like he could be in the audience. Does all that come to you fairly quickly?
Yes. Yeah.
And he's holding a microphone. It's probably Michael gave him the microphone, right? Okay. Now I'm going to post this to Facebook. In fact, I'm already queuing it up.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably hard for you to see, but I'm queuing up the message now. And I'm typing this exactly. It's very important to give others a chance to be heard. One can do this by literally sharing a microphone. Give me a second to catch up with myself here. Literally sharing the microphone, which is what I'm doing in this photograph, right? Or just being a better listener. Being a better listener. And then one last little line here, because I like to use humor. It's my thing. Also, this strategy usually involves shutting up. In other words, maybe I'll say this another way. This involves both techniques. I'm kind of writing this as I go. Both techniques involve I'm trying to say that you have to stop talking in order to listen, and I'm trying to say it in some economy here.
Yeah. So
can you help me?
I'm thinking both involve silent. I don't know. Taking a moment.
I use the term one. One can do this by literally, that way I'm not talking
Yeah.
about you or me. So one can do this by literally sharing the microphone or just being a better listener. Both techniques involve one shutting up. There it is. Now that's a little bit American humor there. It's probably too direct for Brits.
Probably.
So here's the final message. It's very important to give others a chance to be heard. One can do this by literally sharing the microphone or just being a better listener. Both techniques involve one shutting up. I like it.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah.
going to press post. Now it goes to my Facebook page. And what did I just do? Essentially, I reminded everybody that I'm a professional speaker
Yeah.
and that I'm gracious when I do
Yeah.
it. I'm not obnoxious. And by the way, the person I was sharing the microphone with is a person of color. So there's
Yeah.
another message there if anybody wants to read into that.
Yeah. Well, it's diversity, isn't it, there as
It
well?
is.
So,
And it could have been a woman. It's not, but it could have been a woman of
yeah,
color. It could
could
have
have
been a
been.
young person of color. It
Yeah.
wasn't. So this is how you use the image to send the message. And the message is in fact an incidental credential. I'm a
Yeah.
professional speaker. I do keynotes. I'm good at what I do, whatever else you want to take away from it.
Yeah.
So you and I were talking about ways that leaders, particularly in Rotary, can do this better. But it involves thinking about yourself more than the other, most people do. Like, as I said earlier, you're a humble person. But I would suggest, especially if you're upwardly mobile in Rotary, and I give this speech to everybody. I give it to presidents coming into the position, district governors coming into the position, directors coming into the position. I say, when you get up in the morning, post.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about you, and it doesn't have to be about somebody else. It can even be about both, like I did just now. But
Yeah.
most of us don't think that way in the morning. You have to kind of have your marketing hat on all the time.
Yeah. And it's
Right?
also a better time to get people to see it, isn't it, as well? Really,
Yeah.
there are times of the day when you're going to get more people seeing the posts.
Yeah.
So in the morning, I mean, when people are getting up here and going to work, etc., then they very often will look at the social media.
Time of day can be important. Frequency is important.
Absolutely.
You don't want to do this.
Frequency, I know.
You don't want to do this too much, or you become a sore thumb. And the other thing is that I don't think I've ever articulated this trade secret to anybody before, but I don't mind sharing it with you, and I don't mind sharing it in a recording. If I was upwardly mobile in Rotary, which I am from time to time, I don't focus on Rotary all the time because I'm still working. But let's say if I was angling for a position, and I know that once I get into that position, in order for me to be effective, I need people taking direction from me.
Yeah.
I will try to cultivate influence on my way into the position. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. It does.
Cultivate means I have to nurture it, and because people won't, I don't want people to just listen to me because I have the title. That's kind of an empty, I don't enjoy that kind of leadership where you're going to do something just because I tell you to do it. I want you to like my style. I want you to like me. I want us to be like-minded.
Yeah.
And the only way for sure for you to know that we are like that is if you understand me and get me before I get into the position. And how would you ever do that?
Yeah.
Through my posts.
Well, I suppose it's collaboration with people as well, isn't it? Really, that you're actually, it's not just all about you. It's about how you are sort of trying to help other people as well. And that's really important. But as you
because we've
say,
seen, we've seen people try this and they're heavy-handed about it. They seem self-serving or bragging on themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's their style. I don't want to be that person. I'm sure some people think that I am that person, but I don't want to be that person. So just now, I think maybe I got away with that by having this kind of image show up, and the expression. I don't know if you can see the expression on my face. I'm very patient. I'm smiling, lightly smiling, like I'm enjoying this. I am not doing this reluctantly. This is part of my routine. I'm completely comfortable letting
Yeah.
other people talk and listening to them. Now, if you're on my team or going to be on my team when I get this position, this is you in the photograph.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is how I'm going to treat you when I'm in the position. So
Yeah.
we have all these harbingers and signs of things to come
Yeah.
just because of how I portray myself, which is image marketing. Literally, I'm marketing an image, but I'm marketing my image at the same time.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think if more, I'll make another bold statement before we sign off. I think if more Rotary leaders did this, we would have a stronger organization.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think we were talking the other day, and I think I might have mentioned, as leaders in our organization gravitate toward the top, you see them less and less and less on social.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe we keep them so busy they don't have time to do that anymore. But I think we could use that kind of marketing message a lot more efficiently. And we're not the only organization that suffers from this. A lot of groups do.
Yeah, but it's showing you're approachable as well, isn't it? Really, and that you haven't lost contact with people, which is a very important message.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
that's what it's all about, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. And while I don't pretend to represent Rotary International in any capacity, I represent myself entirely. I'm responsible for my individual relationships with people in my club or my district or my zone, or people that I'm not affiliated with at all. I just have a kind word for them. And by constantly reminding people who I am, I think it elevates it sounds weird to say elevates my image, but maybe it provides more clarity to who I am
Yeah, yeah.
and how I
No, I
might be able
agree.
to help you. Do you see how you might be able to use some of these strategies to elevate your own
Yeah, I mean,
clarity?
I do. I mean, I think I am in that position really so much. Maybe a bit more challenging during the pandemic, but obviously,
Oh, yeah.
in the normal situation, I am out there with people, helping them and mentoring younger people as well. So,
Yes.
but it's also being out in the community, isn't it, really, and helping people in your community, which is incredibly important. So,
It's the
yeah,
same,
I
same
totally
basic,
agree.
it's
Mm?
the same basic
Yeah,
model, except it's interpersonal at that point.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
But in the electronic age now, we have a chance to just, like, if you were only able to get to that many people personally, you could get to this many people
yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah,
electronically,
yeah,
but you have to be active on all the platforms and you have to be
yeah,
using them strategically. I think we've talked before about Twitter is good for the media, Facebook is good for our older friends, Instagram's
yeah,
good for our younger friends, and LinkedIn's good for our professional friends.
yeah, yeah,
And you stay off of any of those platforms at your own peril.
yeah. No, you're
Okay.
right. You're right.
All
So I
right.
know Instagram, a lot of my colleagues, in actually the Circle NGO, we're doing a lot on Instagram lives and everything.
Right.
So, and using that media,
That's right.
but as well as the other ones as well. But
Yeah.
that's becoming much more, I suppose it's more popular with a certain audience. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
I,
very
I
good
have
tip.
a I have a client in the Present Like a Pro group who was chasing this lesson the other day and trying to understand it more deeply. And she was coming on like, and then she demonstrated that she didn't completely understand it. She was commenting on everything that I posted,
Ah, mm,
you know, and I'm like, okay, but it's too much. You have to
yeah,
find the right, it's like cooking. You have to find the right temperature for this messaging.
yeah,
So it's not
yeah.
as easy as some people think, and it's not as hard as others think. But if you want to talk about it some more time, sometime we sure can.
That sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.